So let's talk for a minute about caffeine. And this is a really important topic. This may seem like kind of nuts and bolts, talking about, what you drink to get your energy up, whatever. But this is not just a nuts and bolts issue. It is an issue of your well-being. It's an issue of how you actually feel about yourself and whether you feel your life is actually worthwhile. So you might just think caffeine is a way to get energy. I mean, some of you don't drink any caffeine at all. Fine, great. You can skip this video actually if you want. But caffeine is something I discovered years ago as somebody who'd been practicing mindfulness for, I don't know, 15 years at that point. I discovered that it increases the number of your thoughts. Like, so if you were going to have 10 thoughts in a given period of time, you've now got 20, you've now got 30, you've now got 50. And it is dose dependent, meaning the more caffeine you consume, the more thoughts you're going to get. Now, if you're feeling great, you're having a wonderful time, I've experienced this. You're on vacation or something and everything's going well, and you increase the number of thoughts about how great this is and you're having a fantastic time. Well, great. But most of you are not living on vacation. Most of you are going through intense stress, distress, isolation, feeling misunderstood, longing for support, feeling cut off, all of these things. And you have thoughts about all of that, right? So instead of thinking, oh, I'm cut off and I'm isolated and I wish I had more support and I'm suffering and this really sucks, it's faster and more frequent. Oh, this sucks, this feels terrible, I'm cut off, I'm isolated, whatever, like it's terrible. This quality of having your thoughts increase, this experience of having your thoughts increases your misery, because misery is 100% thought based. It's based on something you're conceptualizing. When you don't conceptualize something is unpleasant, it is not unpleasant. And you can all think of times when you were healthy and you were exercising and it was stressful, but you loved it. Or you can think of times in your life when, you're at a wedding or something and it's in the hot sun, but it's right at the crescendo of the wedding and you feel really excited about it and you kind of don't care. For a minute, you just don't care. You're just so filled with the joy of the moment. So listen to me when I'm telling you this. This is very important. A lot of us drink caffeine because we want energy. It's understandable. I mean, it's a very understandable thing. And I want to say that I drink caffeine today. But I want you to notice your thoughts. I want you to look at the frequency of it, because when you are suffering in this way, because your thoughts are being amplified and increased and sped up, we mostly don't think it's about the caffeine we consumed. We think it's about what's going on. It's really important, and no, it's really terrible, and it's even worse than I thought, and I'm thinking it again, so it must be really bad. We don't understand. We've just consumed a chemical. And the way I noticed this years ago was that I had started drinking a new kind of tea, and it came in these little bricks. So I just put one brick into my teapot. And what I ended up several months later finding out was that it was just too much. I had just increased my caffeine beyond what I needed. And I started breaking the bricks in half. And instantly my stress level went down by half. This is a very stressful time in my life. I was working 7 days a week, doing work I hated, trying to get by financially. I decreased the dose, I decreased my misery. That's the key. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you may think, well, I just need the energy so I can be efficient. Well, notice how efficient you actually are. When your mind is freaking out and running every which direction, how much are you actually getting accomplished? Your heart is pounding. You know, you've got adrenaline pumping through your veins. How good of decisions are you actually making? You know, God, I can't get to this place. I need to get to this place. And then you go, you know, if your stress was down, you'd say, you know, I could just go tomorrow instead. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, or I could go next week. It actually doesn't really matter that much. But instead, in the adrenaline fixation, with the thoughts getting amplified, you go, damn it, damn it, damn it. So just please notice and adjust. Adjust your intake. Notice when it's too much. Notice how you feel. I had this the other day by accident. I drank too much of this black iced tea and it was strong. God, it was miserable. But I kept remembering. I just feel this way because of what I've consumed. So remember, and adjust. And do your best to actually get your caffeine down. If you can. If you can't, fine, I understand. If you can get it down, just reducing it, like instead of 2 cups of coffee, 1 cup is decaf or something. Play with that, see what happens.